Hey, what's going on, guys? G1Xtron here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the Flyin Blimp from the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. So this is for your basic figures, and you can probably fit some of your vintage or maybe even the movie figures on there. It's just a little clip that hangs onto the guys, and the seat's actually quite big. We'll show that off with Casey Jones here in a bit. But I just wanted to kind of focus on this bottom section here, just because that's where kind of all the detail is. The big balloon blimp, it's like 30 inches in length, so to show you this really close and show you some of the details, I couldn't have that attached, otherwise I'd have to get like way far back. But we're going to take a look at the action features. We're going to put some figures in there, and then we're going to attach that blimp and do some comparisons that I think you guys might like, especially if you're a Transformer fan. But take a look at this side. This is where, the best way to display them. I will warn you, if you are a parent or you're just a toy collector, you need to make sure that you have plenty of room for this thing. Now, the balloon section, it does at the very top, and I will show that off, have a spot to where you can get some fishing string or whatever you use to hang stuff, and you can hang this up against some, the wall or somewhere in your collection room or in your toy room or whatever. But if you just leave it sitting on the floor or want to put it on a shelf, it's going to take up a lot of real estate. It's huge. It's Fort Max huge. So that's going to be one of the comparisons that we'll make. But I'm going to put this up against the wall just like this, so the wall's this way, just because you can see that this is where, the better looking side is, because if you flip it around on here, that's where all the screws show, as you can see. So it's a little bit more ugly, and that's just the way that, I'm planning on displaying it. But you can see that there's a lot of nice detail back here. You can see the little wheels they have at all three sides. Now, they don't roll, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's a blimp. It's not meant for driving. So just kind of like little stands there. You can also see the little engine here to where it looks like they did some patchwork on it. So classic turtle style there. You can see some nice little turtle shell design, which is really cool. Here's this much larger engine. It would have been nice if it would have got some stickers here. Now, it does come with one sticker. I will show some of that stuff off, or I'll show it off to you. It's just a clear little piece of sticker in case you end up popping your balloon. You can put that over it. But everything else, it doesn't really come with any other accessories. These things, you attach those. You have the hooks. They're already pre-attached, but it's not too bad. A lot of nice detail. And you can see some nice detail throughout here, too. I would have liked maybe a few little paint apps, or like we got back in the day where you could, the turtles, they always came with all these crazy looking stickers. If we could just, like pizza lover or something, just cool little stickers to put all over it. Maybe we'll get that with something else later on, but that's just something that I think would have kind of spiced it up a little bit and made it a little bit more fun for kids. But let's go ahead and put these guys together on here. So as you can see, we still have the weapons on Casey Jones, and he has quite a bit of room there. So if you're wanting to put vintage figures on this, I'll get this thing in his hand. Come on, there we go. Vintage figures, movie figures, or basic figures, which we're going to use. You can see that he's got quite a bit of room there. So you can kind of use, if you've never had a turtle blimp, even with your vintage figures, this might even work for you. We're going to go ahead and they want you to do these hooks a certain way. So we're going to just get a little bit of room there, and the way that they're showing you in the directions. Let me actually. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use Leo. They're wanting you to lift up on this section here and put the hook in there, and I find that it really doesn't work that well, and plus I don't want to stretch this out. So here's the other option, or what I kind of like better, is they just kind of grab a hold of the thing and hang on to it. All right, now that we got everyone attached, you see Casey Jones, we got all four turtles, they're all secure, they're all hanging with their hand, just kind of have to feed that hook through their hands, but eventually, you'll get it in there. It's a lot better than, stretching out their little belts here. I guess Mikey's would be easy, or Donnie's as well, but Leo's a little difficult, and so is Raph. So this is the way that I kind of suggest, so you don't stretch anything out. But it looks really cool, especially whenever we put that blimp on there. But I do want to show you this little action feature. So let me make sure that I got it. There we go, the camera. Go ahead and detach Leo and push this button. I guess we'll feed it through here. There you go. He drops. Get Mikey out there too, and let's see, detach Raphael. So it's really cool. I do like this little feature. Works quite well. And you can have them all hanging there. You can actually adjust them to where if you wanted, like if you're displaying them with the turtles, you just wind each one of them up. You can have them all at different lengths. I mean, it looks like a puppet here. Puppet turtles. But yeah, let's go ahead and get that blimp attached and see how cool this thing is. Alright guys, here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. The blimp fully assembled. The balloon is blown up and attached to the little glider, and this thing is absolutely huge. If you're going to display this anywhere in your room, you're probably going to want to hang it up. I said I will show that off. Here's that little piece right here, as you can see, that just attaching some fishing line or some type of strong string. You can be able to hang that from the ceiling somewhere in your house. As you can see, like, here's my little review thing. You can see that I got my TV that I play my video games to the right, some of my shelves and stuff. This balloon is 30 inches long. Now, to kind of put that in perspective, I wanted to grab a few size comparisons. And that's kind of why the camera scooted, you know, all the way back here, just so I can get these big things in here. So if you're a Ninja Turtle collector, maybe you collect the vintage line as well. Here is the Party Wagon, or Turtle Van. As far as comparison, we'll just put that down there so that you can see how massive this thing is. So, I mean, you can kind of just imagine with the little basic figures that's actually attached to the glider. He does equip all 5 figures, so that's pretty cool. You don't get any figures with this playset. I consider it a playset, or this vehicle, the blimp. So you have to buy those individually, but this retailed for $30, so which I didn't think was a bad price, just because of how large it is. I mean, most of it is your own air, but you know, it's still really cool. It was always one of the cooler vehicles from the vintage line as well. Oops! Oh, there goes those grenade things. Another little comparison we'll do. This is, I believe it's, I forget exactly how tall that thing is. It's pretty big though, and it's either 12-inch or 14-inch or something like that. But this is the Mumra, and I mean this is a big figure. I didn't plan on doing this, but you can see like there's a Masterpiece Soundwave, so very large, and it's nowhere near the size of this thing. Got a couple of other comparisons. We'll get into those here in a second. I did want to show off some of the nice details. So you do have these 4 little fins, and they are coded like R1, R2, and L1 and 2, so you know which one to put them on. The smaller ones are going to go on the front, the larger ones are going to go on the back. Now, whenever you put this thing together, you want to make sure you take the balloon, and it says this in the directions, but just so you guys know as well, you're going to attach these fins here at the beginning before you blow it up, and you're also going to attach from the 4 little pieces, the plastic into the plastic on the glider, attach that as well, and then start blowing up. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard. You're probably not gonna be able to attach these things, because as you can see, you know, they'd give in, and you might actually puncture the balloon. But you can see that it's kind of like a little turtle here. There's a lot of patchwork, and it looks like it's a shell. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles there on the front. Some nice little detail here. You can kind of see up underneath. And taking a look at the head, I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that. Yeah. You can see that it's got these like little headlights here. So they kind of look like eyes. So this whole big thing just looks like a sea turtle, and I think that's awesome. Alright, a couple more comparisons. I just want to make sure everything's focused. Like, got the camera way back there. Here is from the Batman Returns line. This was Wayne Manor. It also turned into the Batcave. So if we extend this, you can see that it's about the same there. So, and just look how big that playset is. So, something I wanted to show you there. And if you follow me on Instagram, or I guess Twitter or Facebook, any of those things, I already showed this off as far as the picture goes. So, actually, let me take his weapons out. But you can see how tall it is as well. Put that down. And there he is next to Transformers G1 Fort Max. And this is a 2-foot tall robot. So while this is 30 inches in length, it's almost, 2 feet tall as well. So it's, it's going to take up, like I said, a lot of real estate. Also, why? Because you have these fins. It's hard to, place somewhere. So that's just, something that you definitely want to make sure in case you're buying this for a kid or you're a collector and, collect a lot of things. You're going to take up a lot of real estate, like I've probably mentioned before. Just one quick thing I wanted to do. And there's that comparison, so you can definitely see that it's quite a bit longer than 2 feet. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.